What exactly does your ex's journey back to you look like? Here we're going to be dissecting what the whole process of breaking up with you, starting to miss you, rebuilding a connection with you, and finally recommitting to you looks like. Please stay tuned because this video is going to be incredibly eye-opening and may actually give you some insights about why they could be behaving very strangely in this process. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. Now, I've been helping people get back together with their exes since 2009, which is a long time. I've been on YouTube since 2011. Please don't go back and look at those older videos. They are very embarrassing. But anyway, with that being said, I've seen a lot of relationships unfold, and I've seen a lot of people get back together with their exes. And so I wanted to tell you this story from your ex's point of view about what this whole experience of breaking up and getting back together with you is like. Now, the first thing is they're probably going to feel some relief after the breakup. This is probably something that's been building for a while. They've probably been feeling a little bit dissatisfied with the relationship, and they've been hoping that things would improve. Perhaps potentially things have not improved, or maybe just not enough. And so there came this point where they finally worked up the nerve to tell you that they were breaking up with you. And so immediately after that, they're probably going to feel some relief. Okay, I did it. I had the conversation. I did it. Now I can sort of move forward with their life. They're going to feel a big sense of relief. And so this is going to cause number two, which is for them to actually feel good. They're going to have a new outlook on life. They've been sort of saying like, okay, there's this big obstacle of this breakup that I have to get past, and then after that, I'm going to feel great about life. And so now they're past that breakup. And so at least for a temporary period of time, they're going to feel pretty good about life. Whatever the problems were in your relationship, they're not going to be feeling those anymore. So they're probably going to be feeling very optimistic, very happy about things. Maybe they're going to go out and start dating someone. I don't know. But they're going to be feeling pretty good about things. However, this doesn't last for too long because step 3 in this process is that reality starts to set in. That is to say, we all have a certain sort of baseline of what our life is like. And, no matter what happens in our life, we're going to basically adapt to it. So even if something really great happens in life, we might feel a little bit of a sugar high for the cool thing that happens. If we, got a raise at work, or, fell into a new relationship, or something really nice happened to us or something. We might feel a little bit of a sugar high of that for a while, but it's not just going to be like unending bliss forever. We're eventually going to adapt to it, and that is going to, I don't like to use this word, but it's going to be our new normal, and it's going to sort of baseline out, and that's where a lot of the difficulties that we may experience in life are going to start to manifest themselves again. That is to say, we may start to experience the same lack that we feel before, the same inadequacies, or the same insecurities, or the same problems, and all of that. And so we might start to realize that, hey, although it might feel nice to date again, it's really not all it's cracked up to be. Or it might be nice to be single again, but sometimes you just miss having someone to talk to. Or it might be nice to have this looming problem out of the way, but there's always going to be another problem, whatever it might be. And so that's where the sort of enchantment of this whole breakup starts to fall away. And that leads us to step 4 in this process, which is where they might start to potentially miss you again. Now, again, this is going to depend a lot on your relationship. And if there was some, really gnarly stuff going on, they may not miss you. Like if, you were a narcissist or something and you were subjecting them to narcissistic abuse and all of that, then they not miss you. And they may just be saying like, hey, thank goodness that's all in the past. However, I do know that most of the people that watch these videos are very heart-centered people, very good intentioned people, and not narcissist. So that may not necessarily be you. And so depending on what was going on, they may start to miss you. And this may start to set in as they start to realize that life is not perfect, and that, maybe there were certain things that they took for granted in your relationship with each other, or certain things that they undervalued about you, or something along those lines. And so it's important to understand that they may start to miss you at this point. Now, before we go ahead and continue, I want to just humbly ask you, if you have been enjoying this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you do like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel as well too. It's right down there next to the thumbs up button. And please make sure you hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you can get notified when we publish and upload new content, and also when we do live streams in the future. I'd love to be able to connect with you on a live stream, but you're not necessarily going to know that I have one coming up unless you subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when we have a new live stream coming up. Anyway, as they start to miss you, this leads us to the fifth step in this process, which is they will start to develop a certain sense of curiosity about what's going on with you. So again, they may not necessarily miss you, but if they do start to miss you, they may start to be like, I wonder what's been going on, especially if you've been out of contact or something like that. Not that you need to do no contact. I know that a lot of people say that you have to do no contact, but that's not my philosophy. But they may potentially start to miss you, and they may want to, reach out to you. They may contact you. They may somehow bump into you. They may send you some sort of message, or maybe you message them or something like that. And when this happens, they might be open to receiving that communication and exploring what could be possible between the two of you. So they might start to feel curious after a period of time. And this leads us to the sixth potential step, which is to build connection. Now, obviously, if you want to get back together, you're going to have to build an emotional connection. Okay, it's not just enough to get them curious and then they reach out to you, and then when they come back around, it's like, yep, it's same old. I'm still the same person that you broke up with. That's not a very compelling argument for getting back together and giving this relationship another shot. What we want to do is we want to make sure that if we have been out of contact, or just, you want to do this anyway in life, but, strive to be the best version of yourself. Strive to align yourself with your goals, live a life that is, bringing you in alignment with your goals and moving positively towards all of those things. Okay. So we really want to make sure that that is all happening. And so what we want to do is we want to build connection on top of this. So we have to work on all of this stuff going on underneath the surface. Get out of damage control mode. Work on our lives. Work on embodying the person that we want to be and all of that stuff. So like really core, fundamental stuff. I know people kind of gloss over that, but seriously, this is like the 20% of stuff that's going to get you 80% of the results, okay? Then beyond that, what you want to do is you want to build that emotional connection. Now, how do you do this? This is where we actually start to explore rapport building. Rapport building is an important and powerful tool that is going to help you to create a strong emotional bond with your ex and with really anyone that you want to use it with in life. But, we're here to talk about your breakup. So this is how you're going to be able to do it. It's going to be able to create an emotional bond that is so powerful and so strong that it actually allows the two of you to connect in a way that's probably deeper than they're able to connect with most people out there in life, especially given the fact that most people are starved for emotional connection, just given the way the world is, how disconnected we all are with social media and all that sort of stuff. But after that, after the building the connection, then what's going to happen next is actually something really interesting. They're going to start to doubt what they're feeling. Now, don't get me wrong. They probably enjoyed the emotional connection that they had with you, but they're probably going to start doubting it. Why is that? Well, it's because there's still valid reasons why the two of you broke up in the first place. Whatever it was, lack of trust, lack of connection, lack of priorities, whatever. They're going to start doubting it. And they're going to say, hey, we had a really great time talking the other day, but was that real? Was that just you on a good day? Was that just you on your best behavior? Was that just you putting on an act? Was that just you trying some gimmick you learned on YouTube? I don't know. Or is this really a meaningful change that's showing up here? Again, this could be regarding the connection that they felt with you. This could be regarding some changes that you've made in terms of aligning yourself with your values. This could be all sorts of things, but they should not get the sense that they're walking back into the same dynamic that they walked out of. Now, given that happening, they're going to doubt it. They're going to probably pull back a little bit and say, hey, what's going on? This version of you that I saw, was that the real you, or are you still the person that I broke up with, but you're just putting on a good act? They're going to doubt it, and they're going to start to wonder. And so what we really want to do is we want to demonstrate to them through every interaction that we have that we actually have changed something about ourselves so that they understand that they're not coming back into the same dynamic that they walked out of in the first place. Every time you have an interaction where you're able to connect well, where you're able to embody your values, where you're able to demonstrate that you're really taking on momentum in life, etc., you're going to put more and more credibility into this idea that they're not walking back into the same relationship. If you, oops, backslide or, let your guard down or something like that, then they're going to say, oh, it was just an act, which is why it's really important to have fundamental, real, sustainable changes here rather than just putting on an act, using some reverse psychology shenanigans or something like that, but to make a real, meaningful, and significant change moving forward. Now, what comes next in the 8th step of their journey back to you is that they're going to start to put more and more faith into what they're seeing when they're interacting with you and less faith into what they thought they were breaking up with. And this is going to start to, get to a point, build up to a point where they're going to feel as if they need to make a decision here. And this is going to cause them to really fear making this decision, because up until this point, it's just been like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. We're going to talk. We're going to meet up for coffee or something. There's no harm in that. It's not like we're getting back together or anything. But eventually, if you do a good job of building that emotional connection, they're going to start to say, hey, I actually do feel something for you here. Hey, it looks like you really have turned a new leaf here. What does that mean? Does that mean that maybe I need to break up with a rebound relationship? Does that mean that maybe I need to tell friends and family that we're seeing each other again? I mean, after the breakup, they probably don't think the best of you. And so there's going to be all sorts of things that start to bridge that gap between this is just theoretical, this is just me putting feelers out there, to, okay, this is going to start to be real. If I end a rebound relationship, now it's going to start to be real. If I start telling people that we're talking again, now it's going to start to get real. And so there's going to be a part of them that's afraid of making that jump from theoretical to real. And so this is where a lot of the excuses will come from. This is going to be where a lot of things where they might say things like, hey, you should just go out and date other people. You can do so much better than me. All that sort of stuff is going to come from. It's not necessarily because they're trying to manipulate you or use you or because they really feel nothing for you or anything like that. It's because it would just be easier if you didn't want to be in a relationship with them. Then they could just say, thank goodness I didn't break up with the rebound. They didn't even really want to be with me. My ex didn't really want to be with me, so I should just stay with the rebound anyway. Okay, good. The pressure's off, right? Now, if you want to save this relationship and get back together with them, you don't want to give them that release of pressure. You want them to actually get to the point where they make a decision about whether or not they're going to get back together with you, and make it, again, by showing up as someone who is connecting with them, as someone who's embodying positive change, etc. They're going to probably choose to be with you. And so you can get through this, but you have to keep that pressure on them so that they make the choice that's right for them. Now, at this point, we get to the 9th step in this journey, which is where they are comforted and confident that it's going to be okay. There still are some things to deal with in this process, but all of the big obstacles are out of the way. They've told people, they've ended the rebound, they've done whatever it is they need to do. And now all the obstacles are out of the way. The two of you are connecting really well. There's a good positivity between the two of you. And there's really good bonding here, but the two of you haven't really sealed the deal yet to be in an actual relationship. Now, it's really important that you actually talk about this with them. Don't just assume that you're in a relationship because, you're treating each other like boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. But you actually want to talk to them about this. So bring it up. Talk it out with them, see if there's any concerns on their part, troubleshoot those concerns, and get through to the other side of that. And then that takes us to the 10th step in this whole journey, which is, hey, great, we're back together now in a new relationship. You really want to see this as a new relationship. You can't just see this as, okay, we're back to the good old days. We're back to the way things were. But we really want to see this as a new relationship because, again, you've gone through something as the result of this journey. You have grown as a person. You've learned how to connect. You've learned how to embody your values. You've learned how to go after what you want in life. And I don't want you to just say, okay, good, I was just doing that so I could get my ex back, and now I can just go back to all the old habits that got me into problems in the first place. But you really want to be consistent about this and really see this as as a new relationship, a firm break from what wasn't working before in the past, and a new relationship, again, with the same person, but with a new dynamic that unfolds between the two of you. And if that is something that you want some help with, we of course do have our course called the X Solution program over at modernlove.life/ESP. E is an X, S as in solution, P as in program. You can find a link for it right down below. We talk through this whole journey, and I'm going to guide you through how to do all of this, how to get through your ex's, complicated emotions during this whole process, how to phrase certain things, how to have communication with them, how to build emotional rapport with them, and how to troubleshoot things like getting from, not being in contact with them to being in contact with them to meeting up in person to all sorts of things like that. Anyway, you can go ahead and find it over at modernlove.life/ESP. Go ahead and check it out. I'm not going to twist your arm, but if it seems like a good fit for you, if it seems like it would benefit you, go ahead and sign up. If not, hey, no worries. We got more videos on this channel coming up. Anyway, with that being said, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.